Melissa Westcott, Campus Director here at the Moncton campus at Eastern College. Join us in conversation on how we can help you become job ready.
I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and I got to tell you what an absolute pleasure it is to be here in Moncton, New Brunswick at Eastern College, talking to people about really changing lives. People that come through these doors, lives get changed. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do here at the college.
So my name is Melissa Westcott. I'm the campus director here at Eastern. I essentially just make all the parts move here at the Moncton campus. We have campuses all over Eastern, all the way across Canada, but my job is to make sure this one is running smoothly.
So Moncton is your baby. It's yours to kind of manage and make sure everything is working. Tell me about your journey into Eastern. I understand you started here.
Yes, I did a long time ago, about 20 years ago actually. So the very first criminology program that was offered here at Eastern, I was in it. I signed up on a Friday and I was in class on Monday.
Wow.
And it was life-changing, life-changing. It was a 2-year program. I learned a lot of theory, a lot of practical, and a lot about myself. And I think it was the foundation to what I didn't know at the time is now where I am today, and it's been amazing.
You know, reflecting back on that journey that you took through Eastern College, talk to me about sort of the feeling you got from your instructors when you went into that room, when you were trying to learn and try to figure out new things. What were the instructors like?
Oh, my instructor was phenomenal. She was a licensed counselor, and she was teaching us things like psychology, sociology, why people think the way they think, why we are the way we are. She was teaching from experience. Right? So, you know, she was meeting with clients in the afternoons and then coming to work at Eastern in the mornings to teach us all of those skills.
Colleges get that, right? They understand that the people that are going to be instructing, they need to have those skills. They need to come to the classroom with good industry experience. Talk to me about the importance of that right now.
Right now, I mean, 2 of our biggest programs are hands-on learning programs. We have personal support worker and we have registered massage therapy here in the Moncton campus. And those are our 2 biggest hands-on. We need people with that industry experience, people who understand how to work with those people. Personal support worker, for example, you're making an impact on people, you know, later in their lives when they're at their most vulnerable. Who better to teach those students than people who have sat with someone who has dementia or has sat with a family of someone who may not be cognitive anymore. Same for massage therapy. We can flip it around, you know, our muscles, and you can't really, I mean, you can teach the theory of a muscle, for sure, anyone can really read a book, but when it comes to getting into that muscle or helping someone with mobility, you really have to have that hands-on learning experience.
You know, I find not only do the colleges fully understand the importance of putting industry experts in front of the students, the colleges make learning very easy. They understand that everybody's life journey is different. Things are going to happen even while you're in class, and the colleges are very agile and able to help people through. You had your own experience here, didn't you?
I did, yes. So I was learning Monday to Friday, 8 to 12. Halfway through my program, I found out I was having a baby. I paused for a couple of weeks and then I continued.
Wow.
And so it was really easy for me to know that I was only away from my baby for 4 hours. And then I was able to just jump right back in. And that, I mean, our motto is making students job ready. That is our motto, right? And so if we have to stress about the day-to-day things that we need to do, work and jobs and families and all of those things, it makes it difficult for people to focus on their learning. And so if you can balance both, what a great world.
You take away the barriers, right? But what I love about that story is that you've lived it. You're not just talking this talk.
No.
You've actually lived it at this college.
Yes.
So when a student comes to you, or indeed a staff member comes to you with a challenge that a student might be having, you can probably say,
It's very easy for me. Yeah. Like I had a student the other day just come in my office and say, I've just learned I'm going to have a baby. I need to quit. And I looked at her and I looked at the picture of my daughter on the ledge, And I said, no, you don't. We can help you. We can figure this out. And our learning style is modular, right? And so our rotating schedule allows for us that if a module is missed, we can tack it on somewhere else. And so sometimes, and it just makes it very easy for them to keep up and graduate as close to on time as possible.
Speaking of the learning style, talk to me a little bit about online, remote, half-day learning. Explain all that to me.
Well, in career college, we have to be able to pivot. We have to, COVID taught us that, right? We have to be able to shift. And so remote, what we saw after that period of time where people didn't want to be in person or couldn't be in person, that was a huge pivot. We had online, but we really shifted and made leaps and bounds in the remote area. So anyone can sign up for a class. In-person classes are from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it gives them that flexibility. And then remote, learning from home or learning from where you are, gives that opportunity to students that it's still that period of time, but then they're not traveling to and from the college and that extra time. People who live in, outskirts or a little bit further from the college, it gives them the opportunity to get the education that they need.
One thing that I find the colleges are really good at is back to that whole concept of dropping the barriers. You drop the barriers to learning by doing it in this creative and problem solving, right? But when a student first interacts with Eastern College, you're there to say, okay, let's take away all of these concerns to your learning, whether it's financial or otherwise. That's an important thing. That must be important for you and your admission staff.
Absolutely. So our education consultants, some of them have been doing it for one of them is 28 years.
Wow.
And so, my education consultant, when I came 20 years ago, had been doing it already for many years. And she was still here when I came on as as a director. So they are trained, they know, they've been able to pivot. They pivoted with us. Right. They've learned as we've grown, they've grown. And they know how to break down, like you said, the barriers, right? They're problem solvers. That's what they do. I worked in the admissions field as well, and I understand that it's really just understanding the potential student, understanding what they want for their future, recognizing and understanding what we offer and being able to connect the two. And they do that really, really well. It's making sure that the right student is in the right role, because when we go out and we get a career, that's not just for a week or so. Right? That's the rest of your life. And you want to make sure that that student is passionate about what they do, so that when they get into the role, they love, what is that?
They're career ready. Those are your words,
They're
right?
job ready, that's
they're job
right.
ready.
Right? And what's that saying?
If
you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I think that's what we're trying to promote for our students is like, put your shoes
Put your feet in somebody else's shoes.
Put your feet in someone else's shoes, right? Or put yourself where you want to be. Picture it. Make those goals, and let's get you there.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Eastern College doesn't stand alone here in Moncton. You're part of a broader ecosystem and the beauty that Moncton has. Talk to me about the importance of being sort of embedded in the community.
Oh, wow. So it's really important, because part of our learning system is that practicum, right? That hands-on learning experience. And I think without the connections in the community, without being able to call upon an employer and saying, I have this amazing student, it's really helpful. It's a partnership. It's a partnership. We're helping people learn and grow in their passion, and we're also helping the businesses within the community to gain exceptional employees, right? We're building teams. And so it's really important. We're part of things like the Chamber of Commerce. We're part of things, different businesses and different, I've volunteered for the Business Professional Women of Greater Moncton. Just that networking, to be able to call someone up and say, I have this amazing student. They would be perfect for your team, it's game changing. And so it helps to grow. We have, our supply chain logistics program. Right now, the city of Moncton, I went to a talk, I guess, where the Honorable Greg Turner, who is the Minister of Education, the Minister of Immigration, and the Minister of OMB, Opportunities New Brunswick. Yeah, and so he was talking about how Moncton really is such a hub. We may not be a port city, but we have CN. We have Armour, we have, all of these different transportation companies that are coming in and out of New Brunswick.
Right.
And our supply chain logistics program, what a great hub for opportunity.
Yeah. It must be amazing as the director here, watching the students graduate, understanding that you are changing lives. Talk to me about what the students mean to you.
Oof. I was a student once myself, and I know the challenges I faced when I was climbing that mountain. Not everyone has a mountain. I mean, some mountains are different sizes, but every student has a story. Every student comes from a different walk of life. There's diversity there. There's challenges. Knowing what I faced, watching each student, and I get to know them. I get to know each and every student. I have a student yesterday who said, "I'm very proud of you." You're proud of me? For what? Well, we see you do the things. Well, I do the things for you. I think being able to fill someone's cup, I think is and making sure that they're reaching the goal that they're reaching. I've met so many goals. I'm a goal getter, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And knowing that I'm a goal getter, I see that in my students. They're starting, this is their end game. I want to do everything I possibly can to get them there because someone else at this campus helped me do that too.
Wow.
And so it's really, it pulls on my heartstrings. It hits home very much for me. I really want to see each and every student succeed because someone helped me succeed.
Now, what would you tell somebody that's sort of looking at a career change, looking at upskilling? What would you tell them about Eastern College?
I would say it's like family. Okay, when I came back to Eastern after 20 years of being out in the world, doing different jobs, because my path was different. When I came back here, it was like coming home. And we tell our students that in orientation, once a graduate, always a graduate. You can always come back to the career services team if you're looking for a job, if you need help with a resume. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 5 years, 20 years down the road, you can always come back and get that support. I've felt that. So I can honestly say from experience, we have that family vibe. And so when a student comes in who has maybe had many, many challenges throughout their year of their program or 2 years of their program, and we watch them jump hurdles, when they come back in and ring this bell because they got a job, everyone comes running. All the administrative staff comes running, the students come running, and everyone's excited. So I would say it's like being part of a family.
No better way to describe it.
Period.
No better way to describe it than being part of a family.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wonderful conversation on Gale Forceman's. I want to tell you, good things are happening here at Eastern College, and good things come out of Petty Harbour, Newfoundland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Reach out at easterncollege.ca to learn more about how we can help you ring this bell.